Hello and welcome back to another episode of Your Light in Darkness. I'm Ashley, the creator of this channel, and I thank you so much, as always, for all of your support, for joining me, for continuing to tune in to each and every episode. It means the world to me. Thank you for wherever you're listening to me from. I so appreciate you. Today, I want to talk about the gateway to trauma healing. Last night, I was uploading an episode of my podcast to my YouTube channel, Your Light in Darkness. And after I finished uploading the episode, I was on my YouTube homepage and saw that Tyler Perry was on the popular daytime talk show, The View, that's been on ABC for many years. And in this, he was talking about his new documentary in which he discusses his mother. And one of the show's hosts mentioned how she met his mother through this documentary, and Tyler became very emotional and he began speaking about all of the pain he witnessed his mother enduring during his childhood and growing up, and knowing the pain that she carried, but she was always so concerned about everyone else, always so concerned to make sure everyone else was okay, but never thinking that anyone was concerned with her, or that anyone saw her. And she just poured into so many people, but she carried around this huge burden from all the pain she experienced through her life. And the co-host chimed in talking about mothers and what they are to us. One of them said, "We are blessed by our mothers." Another one said that she heard the statement, "Good mothers are like winning the lottery." And that resonated with me so greatly, because in my work and in my own healing, I understand what mothers are, what they do, what they don't do, what they can do, how they shape each and every one of us. They are the vessel, the portal that we all enter into this earth realm through. And sometimes we have the best experience with our mothers, and sometimes we have the worst. You hear a lot about fathers and what fathers don't do and what dads don't do and this and that, but talking about the mother is a subject that many don't discuss, because we look at our mothers as these figures and people that are monumental in our reason for being here. They're the ones that birth us. And while it's so true, I want to talk to you all about, what if you didn't feel like your mother was a blessing? What if you experienced trauma at the hands of your mother? Or what if you had a good mother, but you too witnessed her pain and experienced her pain? And we know our mothers better than anyone else does. Everybody can put on a good face when they're out and amongst people, but being with your mother, if you are with your natural born mother, or even if you have a mother that took on the role because your mother wasn't there, you know this person more intimately than the world does and the people around you do. And I want you to know that depending on your experience with your mother, it shapes everything about you. This is the very person, the very vessel that pours into us. They teach us who we are. They show us the ways of the world, teach us how to navigate, mold our thinking, our self-esteem, our motivators. They build us up or tear us down. And a lot of this stuff can be done consciously or unconsciously, because Mothers carry their own burdens, their own pain, their own unhealed trauma. And during the time that many of our mothers were growing up, they didn't have the ability to heal. They were on autopilot. They were still going, because a lot of things that we can experience with our mothers, they're not doing it on purpose. They don't even know that they're carrying around and dealing with this trauma, because they have to be on all the time. There's no handbook, as we know, with parenthood. And really, it just depends on what is going on in your own mother's internal state and what she has experienced. That becomes the experience that you experience, unless your mother at some point in her life didn't like how things were going and recognized that she needed healing, and she took it upon herself to begin the healing process, like many of us that get called to this path. So, have you ever thought about what type of suffering a mom that causes hurt, whether consciously or unconsciously, may have suffered in her own life? As children, we can't imagine that, because all we know is this is my mom did this, my mom did that, and da 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 da. It takes us becoming adults, and whether male or female, and knowing that our mother is human or our father is human. It takes, often it goes deeper when we become parents ourselves. And then we recognize the plight and the experience of what parents go through, how monumental of a role that is. And then, if we are in a state of recognizing and going through our own healing journey and getting to that place where we're doing the heart work, working with the heart and the healing of the heart, which begins to help us as we grow in our own spiritual path and journey, then we can begin to see things from a different perspective and begin to see our mother in a different light. Like I said, your mother is human. Our mothers are human. They shape us. They have their own unresolved trauma, which passes down familial unhealed trauma. Just think about it for a moment. Your mother didn't just arrive at the place she did out of nowhere, and didn't just start parenting you the way she did out of nowhere. These are often repeated patterns that are passed down, and either they become, oh, this is just how you do it. This is what we do. And it's just brushed off. Well, my mother did this, and so I'm going to do it too. Or she decided to shift and change. Now, I will say, if your mother had her own traumas and she healed them, then you're probably not listening to me. I will say that. Most of the time, if your mother had trauma and it was not recognized, then we carry that on. And those are the people that are listening to me, that get what I'm saying. Your mother mothered you while carrying her own insecurities. Like I said before, she didn't have the privilege or access to the tools to heal like we do today. We're living in an information age. We're in an information age. And we have access to all types of things. Yes, there were books and all of that stuff, but in the way that the world was then, and this always being on go mode, in survival mode, and caught up in the program that they had set out for women and men during the times that we're growing up. And I'm referencing, I was born in the 80s. Back then, it was not, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about this. It was, this is how it is. You're a child, you don't know what you're talking about. It was no real deep discussions. Parents today, a lot of parents talk to their children more because the children have access to see so much more. And so if things aren't as hidden, and you can't just brush things off now. And so our parents, and specifically our mothers, didn't have that. Your mother had her own shadows. All of our mothers did. They had their own shadows, dark sides, pains, hurts, regrets, and secrets. Because of this, when I talk about the shadow side, that's how I generally reference it when you listen to any of my teachings. Because of her own shadow side, the unconscious side, or things that she hadn't dealt with or known to dealt with, she couldn't prevent what she didn't know she was showing, teaching, or doing. It's important to get that. Any one of us, not just our mothers, any one of us, we cannot prevent what we don't know we're doing. If it's an unconscious trauma, something we're not even aware of, then we can't prevent it. And this is not to make excuses, but I want you to see your mother outside of her role and as the person that she is, the human side, because all of this is going to help you heal. It took me so many years to understand this. But once I did, my healing was taken to another level. I began to see my mother in a different way. I began to really feel for her in a different way and really be in awe of, in spite of everything she experienced, how good of a mother she mothered me. Really and truly. How, in spite of everything, she still did her best. She still did her best. Becoming a mom, to me, is the greatest gift, blessing, and calling in my life. I'm grateful to be a mother. I am so grateful for my children. They teach me so much. They teach me so much about myself, about life. I love getting their different perspectives. I love watching them grow and become into their own. It is an absolute blessing. It's also a huge responsibility, and every woman with children has not embodied the fullness and gravity of being a mother because they literally can't. The way that this current life has everyone set up, always doing this, that, ripping and running, having all of these things to do, go, 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 be this, do that, do this, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that. There's no way that unless a woman finds herself on the journey to healing, that she can really take in the gravity of what being a mother is. And she can't fully operate in her fullness because she doesn't have the time to sit down, get in tune with self in her inner world, and do the deep healing. And it is a process. And you'll hear me say in my teachings and in my classes that healing is a lifelong journey. It is commitment to continue doing this for not only yourself, but for generations to come from you. In a trauma filled society, in survival, most people, man, woman, or child, they can't operate how we should as humans to live a life of harmony and balance. It takes each of us to go on their own personal journey of healing, to find peace within and heal generations before us and after us. So if you're doing the healing, if you're listening to this and you're on your own personal spiritual and healing journey work, you are a generational changer. It's not easy. I'm here to tell you that from experience. It is not easy, but you can do it. When You heal your mother wound. You unlock layers of healing of self, your self esteem, your self concept, self love, self worth, how you see and experience life, relationships, thought patterns, self image, and so much more. You step back in time and heal your inner child. You heal your inner teen and even your young adult self, because we go through so many different things in each of these stages of our experience. And when we step back and evaluate our relationship with our mother at these different stages, you begin to go back and heal. It's very possible. You release your mother and you set her free from conscious and unconscious hurt, pain, disappointment, trauma that you experienced. You give her grace, and you also give her recognition for her own plight, her mother's plight, and so many before and after her. You change your children's story. This is heavy. This is deep. It's deep and it is transformational on so many levels. You also help heal the world by healing your own mother wound, because each one of us, if each one of us goes within and gets to the core, the root, the foundation of healing, we begin to change the world. We begin to shift society. It takes each one of us individually to change the whole. And so by doing your own work, you do your part. That's it. That's it. If each one of us focus on ourselves, that's how the change comes. Healing your mother wound is not to diminish anything you experienced. And I'm being completely honest, you're going to feel a roller coaster of emotions and triggers, but they are indicators of what is healed and what needs to be processed and worked through. This is how we recognize our trauma. This is how we know it. And as you begin to work on one area, other areas will reveal themselves that need to be focused and healed. That's how it works. You may never even get the conversation or discussion of this with your mother or hear the words, I apologize. And I want to say here that you can do the healing whether your mother is still alive or if she has passed and transitioned, because your healing self, in a sense, you don't really need your mother's acknowledgement of this to heal. That's the truth. You don't need that. It's like healing with anyone else or anything else. You don't have to have the person's acknowledgement of it to heal at all. But many of us think that we do. I'm just here to let you know that you don't. And it is very possible you might not ever have that conversation. Sometimes things are going to come up. You're going to have memories. And the more you heal, the easier it will be to deal with those as they arise. So this isn't about hearing the words, I apologize, or even having the conversation with your mother. This is about you freeing yourself so that you can walk in your highest light and get the peace and closure you deserve. Now, I know that's a lot. That's a lot to take in, a lot to process. And so I've created the mother wound. It's a 3-part audio class to help you through this process, because I've been through it. I still go through it. And so I'm doing this so that you can be equipped with what you need to go through this in an easier manner, and you can know what to expect, and you will be able to have help bringing up those unconscious hidden traumas that you might not even know to think about or even see that way because of how, things just become common to us. So in the mother wound audio class, I help you to understand the mother wound, how it shows up, even if you think you have no mother wounds. As like I said, many are unconscious traumas. We journey together through over 50 aspects of your mother and yourself and your relationship. Then we go through the process of healing the mother wound. Everything is on demand. I've made it really simple for you to access and listen to whenever you want to on any device that you can play audio on at your convenience. I know that, many like videos, but I find it great to be able to just turn on an audio and listen anywhere without having to sit and watch a screen. This will help you get away from that and get into your own space, your own time, and really just focus on your own healing. So, if you're ready for this, you're ready to go on this journey to healing your relationship with your mother and ultimately yourself and others, your children, their experience, being the generational changer, I've put the link for you to purchase this in my description box. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope that this channel, this audio has really opened your eyes, opened your heart, and allowed you to begin to see the importance of healing the mother wound and how it is the gateway to trauma healing. Because, like I said, so many things stem from our experiences with our mothers. We must, in this age, heal our relationship with the divine feminine. And the earthly way we do that is healing our relationship with our mother. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. You all mean the world to me. I love what I do. I love to serve you. I love to help. I love everything about this, and I'm grateful to be able to be trusted to do this. If you want to see how you can work with me in other ways, I listed all of those links in the description box. Make sure you follow me. So follow me on whatever podcast you listen to me through so that each time I post, you can get a notification. If you like to just play things on YouTube, I also post these same podcasts on my YouTube channel, Your Light in Darkness. You can find that link at my link tree and subscribe there so that you can get them as well. I've also started writing again, so I'm doing some blogging and writing on Medium. Those links are in the description box. Also, I thank you again, and until we speak again, take good care of yourself. I love you.